Hi. Today marks 10 years of me playing Minecraft. Other than making me feel old, it actually makes me feel pretty nostalgic. So I thought I'd share what I've done and what I've learned after playing this game for literally a decade. I first heard of Minecraft through a friend named JP sometime around the fall or winter of 2011. He showed me a YouTube video of what was then a fairly recent update, the Nether. I wasn't really into YouTube, but I really could not stop thinking about Minecraft in the video that he showed me. It had me hooked, and come December 26, 2011, I got Minecraft. So in the beginning, I played Minecraft on a 2008 Mac laptop. I used like the old Apple earpods, the ones with the aux cord and the round, I guess, earbuds. I don't know. But I also used the old Apple mouse, like the one with the ball on top. So, admittedly, it wasn't the best like computer setup, even for the time, but it got the job done. And since I didn't have a desk, I used my nightstand as a desk. My nightstand was like four little wooden legs in like a 2x4 or something. It was like horrible. But I used that as my desk. I sat underneath essentially the nightstand, like crisscross applesauce. I had like blankets on the floor so it would like cushion me, and I had like a pillow on my back just to give me support. So yeah, that was my setup. It was a very humble setup, though. Being the 13-year-old that I was, I can't say that I was too humble myself. But more on that later. All right, so let's get into the meat of it. I remember my first world like it was yesterday. I watched a video, and I actually went back and found this video by Paul Source Jr. up in the eye icon. And it inspired me to mine coal on the first night and then hide in a mountain. So the mountain that I decided to hide in was more of a large hill, but it bordered a mountain valley and it had like a river or something. The generation was weird because it was also right next to a swamp. But anyways, it was a really cool place. But I remember like in these like tutorial videos, all the people would say like, "Hey, the first night is really hard. You're probably gonna die." So I was like so terrified of mobs. On the first night, I like completely shut myself in. I found like a little like hidey hole cave type thing, and I just hid there. When I went out of my little hole in the morning, though, I saw like a bone on the ground. And I didn't realize that skeletons dropped bones. I thought that it was just like a gift from the Minecraft gods for surviving. So I was like stoked. I was like, woo, got a bone. So I grabbed the bone and eventually I got a wolf with it. And that was awesome. I had that wolf come everywhere with me. And to be fair, that wasn't really too far since I had literally no idea what I was doing. I remember sitting in my mountain hole and just like putting whatever random items I had on me into the crafting table and just being excited when I accidentally made like a door or a bowl or something. So, anyways, I didn't know a lot about anything technology wise. I didn't know if there was a Minecraft wiki. I probably didn't even know what Wikipedia was back then. So, when it came to like technology and the internet, I was completely out of the loop. Speaking of being bad with technology, though, shortly after I started my first Minecraft world, my laptop had some sort of massive hard drive failure. I don't even know what happened to it, but it just like completely died on me. So, what we ended up doing was me and my parents, we just factory reset the computer. And with that, my first world vanished into oblivion. So looking back, I think that world sticks with me so much since everything was just so new and I was absolutely clueless. There was like a sense of adventure and peril around every single block. And the opportunity of discovering like a new crafting recipe with any item that I picked up just stuck with me. And when I idealize Minecraft, that's what I think about. I've tried a few worlds after that, but what I really got into was SMP or survival multiplayer with friends. Most notably, when I was in middle school, we started a server called the Cinder Cakes. And with that, it was a birth of my interest in YouTube. I watched a lot of like the Minecraft that was really popular back then. So like Etho, DocM77, BOO, Generic B. And I was inspired to do videos just like they did. Now, I was horrible at video editing, so my videos were all done in one take. I just had some like bootleg form of Bandicam. I'd take the video and I just straight up upload it. If you are brave, you can actually go watch all of my like 7+ year old YouTube videos at the account Hooded Lum up in the eye corner up there. I actually debated whether I should even mention that here, but I figured it's actually a part of my Minecraft journey. It's something that Minecraft inspired me to do, so I might as well include it, even if it is pretty cringy. That being said, though, I'm really glad that I recorded what I did because I can go back and like nostalgia trip whenever I want, even if I'm nostalgia tripping at like a grand total of like 15 FPS. Anyways, back to the Cinder server. So there's a pretty good group of us, and we played from about 2012 to 2014. We had a couple of worlds together. It was great. And during that time, Minecraft just took a skyrocket in popularity. So we were all inspired by the Minecraft YouTubers, and my friends made some big redstone contraptions like mob grinders, blaze farms, and slender blenders. I don't know if Slender Blenders are still called that. That's what I call them, just the Enderman farms. So, but anyways, to this day, I am horrible with the redstone. So if I ever go back and watch those videos, I'm always just impressed with all the stuff that they were able to make. One of the first worlds that we made, it's like the first cinder cake video that I made too. We essentially flattened a mountain to create like a walled off city type area with a whole bunch of plots where we could just build whatever we wanted to. It was super cool when it was done, but it took a lot of work to finish. I remember like spending literal weeks, if not maybe like a month, just mining out a mountain with my friends on Skype just to get the area flat to begin with. Once it was done, that world lasted for quite a long time. But you remember how I said that I was not a humble teenager? Well, it comes into play here. One of our friends, Davis, made a big ghast-looking mob grinder. It was huge, and it was actually really cool. I didn't know it was Davis's. I don't know why I didn't know that. And for whatever reason, at the time, I had a disagreement with the server owner, John. Well, I thought that the ghast mob grinder was John's, so me and a couple other players that weren't super happy with John for some stupid reason, we blew up the ghast mob grinder with TNT. And I still feel dumb about that. So John was able to load a backup of the world, but I think that little event like taught me two like applicable to life lessons. One, if you are an angsty teenager and you have a disagreement with someone, you should just talk it out. It's pretty simple. Just talk it out with them instead of like being destructive. And two, if you're going to be destructive, you should just know what you're destroying. Davis was pretty sad that we did that at the time. So, and I still feel bad about that. So if you're going to destroy something, just know what you're doing. A little after this time, and maybe around the same time, there was this book series and a movie that just made all of middle school America absolutely lose its mind. The Hunger Games. And naturally, like a lot of cultural icons, this translated into Minecraft. And I remember playing the OG Minecraft survival games on like servers that me, my little brother, and my neighbor, who was my little brother's age, like found out about through like word of mouth on like other Minecraft servers and at school and stuff. So whenever our families would have dinner together, which was like once or twice per week, we would all bring our laptops together and just play survival games. So it was always very fun, and we always tried to get at least one of us to like the top 10 or to the death match. Usually it took at least two of us dying before one of us would get to the death match, if even. So if any of us got there, we'd just be so excited. One time, though, it came down to me and my little brother in the death match. So usually it was just one of us that would make it, if even. So this was pretty rare. But when we were playing before the death match, just in the game as it was going, I had a diamond and a stick, and my little brother found a diamond. And I asked him if I could have it. Now, he said yes, but on the condition that if we make it to the death match or if something happens, I have to give it to him. And I said, sure, yeah, whatever. And I gave it to him. Well, the death match started, and it came, and he asked me to give him the diamond sword. And I gave it to him by hitting him into lava with it. Now, I know it's just a game, but in real life, he like turned to me. He was just like so betrayed. I mean, sure, it was just a game, but to him, it was like his older brother lied to him and left him in the dust. Well, I mean, the lava, but that's beside the point. But in that moment, I think Minecraft really taught me how not to be an older brother. And if I could do it over again, I would 100% drop him that diamond sword. But I mean, come on, I wasn't always a bad older brother. We played on a server back in the day called Redstone Rangers at like this same time that all this Hunger Games stuff was going on. So it was a pretty neat little community. And one day, someone was being pretty mean to my little brother, And I don't know what they were doing, but I just remember being so mad. So I used like the old /whisper command and just started chewing them out. It must have been pretty bad because the server admin told me that I was being a little excessive. And maybe he had a point, but it didn't stop me from being a keyboard warrior and getting me temp banned from the server. So I think in that case, Minecraft showed me that sometimes 3-day bans were worth it. Because I don't regret a thing about that. Not at all. Well, as all things go, interest waxes and wanes. And for a while, let's just say like 2015-ish to mid-2017, my interest in Minecraft waned quite a bit. When I did play, I played on a server called the Overcast Network, where you'd be in like big team battles and you could build and do whatever you had to do to capture the other team's wool, and then you'd bring it back to your side. And if you did that, you won. And I had a lot of fun with that. In fact, I still play on that server, so it's pretty good. I also had a few worlds during that time, but really nothing to note about. I did some SMP stuff, but since all of us Cinder Cakes players were getting into high school by this time, finding interest outside of video games, like for example, I did cross country, our group kind of started to go our separate ways, and that's fine. That's a part of life. I still did play video games like CS:GO, Age of Empires 2, PlanetSide 2, and Red Orchestra 2, just to name a few. That's a lot of twos. Anyways, so I still played video games, but just Minecraft a little bit less. I also, during that time, upgraded my 2008 Mac laptop to a desktop. Now, that desktop ended up being a bit of a potato, but it was also light years ahead of the 2008 Mac laptop, so I wasn't complaining. So mid 2017 comes around, and I had just graduated high school, and I was waiting to start college, and honestly, I just needed something to kill time while I was in limbo. So somehow, someway, Minecraft made a resurgence with me, and so I started a single-player world. My favorite biome is and always has been the spruce biome. Either with snow or without, I don't really care. But I found, eventually, a world that spawned me in a spruce biome. Even more, it spawned me inside of a village. So I made it my mission to make the village into a kingdom. So I spent super long amounts of time just clearing out all the trees and lighting up the village, and I used all that wood that I cleared out from the trees to make a big old wall all around the village. And after I finished all of that, I ended up making a bigger wall around the village. So I had space in between the walls. So I had the village, the wall, dead space, and then a bigger wall. It was awesome. And I was just able to do so much. It was just my fun little world. I had paved roads. I had custom buildings. I had a whole bunch of villagers. I had a whole bunch of iron golems. I even had a park. And in the space in between the two walls, I had a whole bunch of farms, like wheat farms, cocoa bean farms, sugarcane farms. I even had a graveyard for every time that I died in the world, and all of my pets that sadly died in the world. And I think through this world, Minecraft showed me an example in a very tangible way that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Because all I had to do was just a little bit of work every day, and I turned my podunk little spruce village into something that was really impressive at the time. So I played on that map for about a year, and come summer of 2018, I was just chilling in my room. I was home from college, unwinding from a very stressful but fun freshman year of college, and as it happens here in Texas every now and then, a big old thunderstorm come on and roll through. And I was doing something routine on my Minecraft world, like I was harvesting wheat or something. The last thing I remember of that world is me looking at my wheat farm. And I heard a huge clap of thunder, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's massive!" But this is a big old clap of thunder, this thing is shaking the house, this thing is shaking the monitor, I'm shaking. Wow, that's a really big clap of thunder, and then the power goes out, and I didn't know it at the time, but the surge protector on my desktop had failed, and my hard drive once again had some sort of massive failure. So the world that I worked on for a year was lost forever. And in that moment, I think Minecraft reminded me to enjoy some of the things that we think of as permanent. As I mentioned earlier, I was watching Etho, and I wanted a long-standing world just like Etho has. And I lost that in an instant. And my computer was essentially bricked, so there was no way to get it back. So I think in a way, it was Minecraft reminding me to enjoy the everyday things. A lot of things in our lives seem permanent, but I think we have to remember sometimes that they're not. They're fleeting. So stop and smell the roses every now and then. But yeah, so the loss of my beloved world, and my computer for that fact, made me lose interest in Minecraft for around 6-ish months. December 2018 rolled around, and a friend gave me his laptop from 2011. It was a Lenovo Legion, and it was actually a pretty good price. Couldn't really say no, so thank you, Andrew. And this video, actually, in a way, is a send-off for that laptop. I've used it ever since then. I'm using it now. But now it's time for me to upgrade, and I'm hoping to upgrade this time without a massive hard drive failure. It seems to be a recurring theme for me, so let's, 24 hours, just fingers crossed. Anyways, so with my new computer in hand, I still couldn't bring myself to commit to a new world in Minecraft. So when I'd play multiplayer servers like the Overcast Network, and that's just the way it was for a while. So some things wane, and you know what? Some things sure do wax. And during the summer of 2019, my interest in Minecraft decided to skyrocket. So We made a Minecraft's Realms world. We call it Spruce Harbor, and I made it with some friends from high school, but also some friends from college. And you know what? It was an awesome time. We all killed the Ender Dragon together, and we took a screenshot right in front of the end portal before we jumped in to kill the dragon. And when I went back to school, me and my 4 roommates, and they were all there whenever we killed the Ender Dragon, we all hung it up on our wall, and it was just awesome having that around. Like, it was just such a fun summer, and I think being so close with all my friends and playing Minecraft together really helped me just have a great time. It was awesome. So a little over 6 months passed from then, and then Minecraft like skyrocketed in popularity again. And a new wave of Minecraft content creators were on the rise, and especially because everyone was inside because of COVID. One of my good friends, Alex, from the Cinder Cake server from so long ago, he invited me to do a Minecraft manhunt with him. Now, I had seen Dream's manhunt videos, and I was actually pretty excited to try it out myself. And you know what? It was a lot of fun. I began to see Minecraft in a completely different light. Before I played Manhunt, I was very slow and methodical and just kind of marched to the beat of my own drum. But after I played Manhunt, I realized that I had to take everything I learned in all my years of playing Minecraft and put it all together and very quickly make a decision and, play Minecraft in a very fast-paced style. And I really thought that was cool. So Minecraft showed me in that moment that an old dog could, in fact, learn some new tricks. And I was so hyped up about it for a while, I even posted a Manhunt video on my profile. But, it was all good fun. It was good fun. So for the next, half year, I spent it all at, getting good at being fast at Minecraft and trying to do things like be good at PvP and be really good at things like parkour. Also, I could be good at Manhunt, right? Well, I'm not great at PvP. Anything pre, 1.9, I just can't do. I'm better at, the 1.9 plus stuff just because I think I'm more defensive in general, so it works that I have a shield and whatnot. Come July 2020 and through early 2021, I found out that I got banned from Hypixel. And normally I wouldn't have cared, but I had started watching Technoblade, and I thought the Skyblock videos that he was posting were pretty cool, so I wanted to play it myself. But I was banned, and I had absolutely no clue why. Now, I had been banned before because someone hacked into my account, but when I did the appeal process, the appeals team was just like, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever happens. Just change your password and, be on with you. And I was like, all right, cool. So I thought this was more of the same. And when I went to appeal it, I got literally less than no help. They wouldn't tell me anything. All I wanted to know is why I was banned, because I was completely just taken off guard that I was, a couple months into a 1-year-long ban. So I had no clue why I was banned. So I posted a video on YouTube about, hey, I think that you're guilty before you're innocent in the Hypixel ban appeal system. And, I was talking to them for 6 months. I post this video, and then I get an answer within a week saying, oh, yeah, you'd been hacked. We received logins from, quote, other countries, end quote. They could have just led with that. They said that they couldn't, undo my ban, but I didn't care about that. I just wanted to, have my name, cleared, because I know I didn't do anything wrong. So anyways, that just really left a bitter taste in my mouth. And in regard to big multiplayer servers, I just don't really play them anymore. I find myself playing a lot on the Overcast network, and I will say, if I learned anything from this, is that if you make a YouTube video about something you dislike about a server, and you send it to the server mod team like I did, you might get an answer pretty fast. So, I guess that's the one bright side of all of this. So that essentially brings us to today. So what am I up to now? Well, I have a single-player world where I spend most of my in-game time. I've had it since the summer of 2020. I've beaten the Ender Dragon, I've killed the Wither, and, kind of as a carryover, I've decided to carry on the legacy of my precious, beloved Spruce Village, and I've decided to protect and grow a village in this world. It's kind of funny. I think Minecraft has shown me in this particular world that if you lose something, like my old Minecraft world, you do get to choose how you carry it on. And I think that that's awesome. It's my choice, right? But nowadays, I've taken a step back from going fast and doing PvP and parkour and whatnot. When I load up Minecraft now, I just like to relax. I'm working on a mob grinder that I'm building underneath a pyramid. I dug down to bedrock in the last update, and I don't really want to dig too much farther, so I'm not going to. But I cleared out that entire space, could put the mob grinder in there, and, it's been in progress for a while, and it's my guess it'll be in progress for a little bit while more. I dug all that hole by hand, so that was a tedious project, okay, but I used it to relax. It was great. I have all the materials I need to make the farm, and kind of all I need to do now is just place the first block. And you know what? Minecraft really is just a block game at the end of the day. And I think that's what makes it great. We as players are able to give meaning to what happens to us in game. And to me, that's the most beautiful part about Minecraft. I joined Minecraft before the end was a thing, before the wither, before jungles, before super flat worlds, right? I've been around the block for a while. And I've seen Minecraft grow in ways that little 13-year-old me would never have imagined, never in my wildest dreams. And yet I think Minecraft tells us to keep dreaming, to keep imagining, and to keep learning. And you know what? That's exactly what I want to do for the rest of the time that I play Minecraft. I want to keep dreaming, I want to keep imagining, and I want to keep learning. So, Minecraft, it's been a amazing and in some cases life-changing 10 years of knowing you. And I can't wait to see what the next 10 years hold. So, let's keep growing together. I've really appreciated all of the lessons that I've learned from blocks.